Hey, Lauren here, wanting to talk to you today about three simple things that you can do to move into having sex with the lights on. Because you've got to stop having sex with the lights off. Not sustainable. The old me, that's the me before I started studying sex, used to be very, very comfortable with sex with the lights off. I needed to be covered. It needed to be dark. I couldn't stand the idea of being vulnerable in that way. So it was a habit that I was dependent on to get through sex, which isn't really very sexy. So lights off in sex once in a while isn't a problem. Lights off every time in sex is a problem, and I'll tell you why. So if you're having sex every time with the lights off, it means that anxiety is running the show for you. It means that you are missing out on a valuable connection with your partner, something that only that eye contact together can bring to facilitate your bond as a couple. You're missing out on those precious moments of really seeing each other, hopefully in pleasure and connecting. So, sex with the lights off comes back to a fear of being seen. And the weird twist is for women is that this is what we want so badly. We want to be seen, we want to be acknowledged, and we want to be adored. So the more that we carry out this act of having sex with the lights off, the further we get from that really deep, innate desire that we have to be seen. So I know it's scary, but you need to move towards this in order to get to that core desired feeling that so many women have, which is to be open. Now, another twist to moving towards being open is that it needs a little sprinkle or maybe a really hefty dose of confidence. And with confidence, you usually have to do something that you don't feel very comfortable about in order to get to the feeling of confidence. So I know it's a challenge, but now I'm going to share with you the three things that you can do to move towards sex with the lights on. So I've put these in order, so it's a bit of a process for you. So firstly, I want you to bring some tea light candles into the room. Even if you can just bring two of them in, it's about doing something rather than nothing. So in my house, we have lamps with really low wattage that provide a really soft light in the room. It's really warm and welcoming. So low lighting and no lighting are two very different things. Low is calming and warm and allows you to use your visual senses. But no lighting is anxiety driven. It's fear driven. It's driven by darkness and shadows. So if you want to start to bring some light in, use your tea light candles or use your scented candle and make sure that you do it before sex gets started so that you don't accidentally default into sex with the lights off again. So secondly, as you get used to your low lighting, remember to call upon your eyes open and your eyes closed. So they have two different purposes. When you've gone too far into your head and your internal monologue and your big critical voice is on high volume, you need to come back into the moment of where you actually are. So when you need to do that, I recommend you open your eyes to really come in to your bedroom. Use your eyes to then follow the touch that you're giving yourself or giving your partner to increase presence and limit distractions. So stay really focused on watching your hands and where they're going on your body or on your partner's body. So sometimes closing your eyes is just as important as opening them. And I'd encourage you to close your eyes when you feel like you need to go inward to source your arousal and to source your sensations in your body. Closing your eyes is also really helpful when you pair it with a nice deep breath as well. So eyes open when you feel like your head's too chatty to come into the moment. Eyes closed when you need to go inward to source your arousal and your pleasure. So, thirdly, use the low lighting in your room to look at your partner and to have them look at you. Yep, you're going to feel vulnerable and you're going to feel exposed. But even if you can just master this for a second, you are actively undoing all of the conditioning and anxiety that tells you that it wants sex to stay in the dark, in every sense of the word. Your partner wants to see you and adore you. So, having the low lighting is really good for facilitating your bond as a couple. So when you have sex in the dark again and again and again, it might be great fodder for a fantasy, but really your partner could be having sex with anyone in the dark. There's no real indication that it's you. They don't get to see you. So the reality is that your partner wants to see you, so let them see you. They really want to be there in that moment specifically with you. So if you feel overwhelmed or anxious, say to yourself, it's important I'm seen. I value being open. So lastly, give yourself a little bit of permission if you're going to lapse back into sex in the dark, because that's probably going to happen on your journey to sex with the lights on. Just make sure that you come back to sex with the lights on. It's okay if it happens once, come back. It's very possible though that just like me, you will start to associate sex and feeling open and feeling seen with sex with the lights on, and you're not really going to be as tempted to go back to sex in the dark because you'll start to associate it with feeling closed and feeling inhibited. That's all from me for now. Good luck. Bye.